All right. Okay, so today we're looking at flat rate depreciation. So with flat rate depreciation, it is like it's when something like goes down in price. So you get, when something depreciates, its value decreases, so it goes down. And flat rate is like, you might want to write, it's like the opposite to simple interest. As it decreases, it depreciates by the same amount, so opposite to simple interest. So you're going to have this set amount that it decreases by, and then every time period it will decrease by that same amount. So say if you had a $1,000 bike, and it's going to depreciate by 10% per flat rate per year, that means it's going to drop down $100 every year. So if it's 2 years old, it would have dropped by $200. So flat rate means there's a fixed amount. Okay, so, and we either work out the amount, we're either told the amount that it drops by, or we're told it's a percentage of its original price. So when I said before it was 10%, so we worked out what 10% of the original $1,000 was. So here we've got a couple of formulas to work out. So if we're trying to work out how much it's the depreciation, so that's how much it's dropped by, we do the purchase price times the depreciation rate. So for me, before in that example, I said 1,000 times 10% times, and if I said 2 years before, so then we did that, and we would find that it is, if we follow this formula, we would have got $200. All right, the book value is just a word given to the value of the item after so long of depreciation. So the book value at 2 years in the example I was talking about would be $800 because it's dropped by $200 in the depreciation. All right, so we're going to be using these formulas. Okay, so here's an example. We've got Michael purchases a new car for $24,000. If it decreases by 10% off, that should say of the purchase price. So what you probably want to write when it says of the purchase price, that is a way of saying flat rate depreciation. So you're going to have to be able to pick that up. So make sure you're aware, because when we get other types of depreciation, you need to be aware. So when they say flat rate is always off the purchase price, you might see that. So we're going to take note of that. Okay, so if it decreases by 10%, that's the R. And here we've got the principal, what it originally began with. It says for part A, it says what is the amount of annual depreciation. So this is part A here. We're going to do the annual depreciation. So we're going to do the principal. So I'm following this formula. 24,000 times the rate, which is 10. Now they want just for the annual, so that means 1 year. So I'm going to times, the time's going to be 1 year over 100. So you're going to see that it depreciates at $2,400 per year. So you might say the annual depreciation, might write that out in words, is equal to 2,400. Okay, now in B, what is the amount of depreciation after 4 years? So B, we're doing the same formula, but we, instead of 1 year, we're doing times 4 over 100. So that would be, what would that be? 9,600 that it's dropped by. Okay, so then when it says what is the book value, see, we can just use this formula up here. So they're saying, they're giving the letter V for value. So value, now it says after 4 years. So value equals the principal, which was 24,000, minus the depreciation, which we worked out. We've already done this part for the 4 years. We said it was 9,600. So we can find the book value after 4 years would be, what was that? So that's 24,000 minus 9,600. So we get $14,400. That's the value after 4 years. Okay, so these are pretty easy. Follow the formula, but as long as you pick up when we're always doing flat rate, it's pretty easy because you know you're doing this. But when they start getting mixed around with all the other things, we need to be careful and we look out for wording off the original price, or that means flat rate.